The economy which is suffering the most at the moment is United States, with 45,000 recorded deaths and escalating. The curve has not flattened. So what we are seeing is that every country in the world, every healthcare system in the world is impacted. And it has shown the fragility and the dependence of the rest of the world throughout the globe. It's not something that is captured in north or south of the world, or developed and underdeveloped. There are pros and cons to this. On a positive, we are hoping that because of this huge economic cost of pandemic, that each of these economies are realizing that there will be further investment into research and prevention, which would be worth billions of dollars. Not much money flows into the sector compared to many other sectors. So, for example, defense takes in a huge chunk. But healthcare has always been important to human beings, has been overlooked many times because of the large gestation period when a healthcare investment actually starts generating money. So we're hoping, because we are seeing trillions of dollars of economic losses, that there would be a greater investment into research, vaccines, therapeutics, non-medical methods of prevention on a positive. On a negative, what we are also seeing because of the current COVID crisis is the behaviorally, we're seeing rise of isolationism, anti-immigration policies. We are seeing how the poorer sections of societies are experiencing larger deaths because of healthcare coverage not being there at all in the healthcare systems. Even the most equitable healthcare systems, like in UK, we are seeing that the death rates are impacting Black and minority ethnic communities more harshly than any other communities. And this is the case in US as well. So we are seeing that there is we may see an increase in inequities because of this global pandemic. So to sum up, I think there are opportunities with the realization of economic loss and loss of life, but there are also immediate actions which we are seeing from many states which are alarming. So healthcare broadly is a defensive sector, and if we see within healthcare itself, we are seeing a whole lot of job creation in specific areas, which could only be sustainable if all the measures that have been put in place and all the NPIs which are driving behaviors like video consultation, etc., are long term and are able to retain profitability. Otherwise, these changes tend to be reversing in nature. They don't stick. In terms of jobs, what ILO statistics have declared this end of last quarter was that there's 190 million people who have lost jobs through the current crisis. And in terms of worst affected sectors, it's food and accommodation, which is hotels. Retail and wholesale is badly impacted. Business services and administration is badly impacted. And as you would imagine, manufacturing is badly impacted. These four worst performing sectors together are 40% of the global employment base. So if we look at the comparison with the global employment base, there are 3.32 billion of global employment population, and we're already seeing 190 million who are out of jobs now. So the impact has been quite drastic, and we haven't seen the last of it. So we're hoping that as the recovery measures and as governments plan to sector by sector or age band by age band release workers back into workforce, some of this will be reversed. Otherwise, the furlough numbers across US and UK are increasing. So in short term, it has been quite a drastic shock on the labor market. The message and this also is something that I read in Yuval Harari's book *Sapiens*, is that we have a very short-term memory of history. We think the current loss that we are seeing is a black swan and has never occurred before. We are the worst suffering time and that's not the case. We are in a period of time which will change. This is just a moment of history, and it will move on to a better or a different normal position. So we must retain the fact that we have the ability and wherewithal to make the future better, and this current position will not last forever. We have to be a possibilist. It is possible to change to a better future. So that's all I think I have to say about the current situation.